When peace like a river attended my way.
But seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile, and pray to the Lord on its behalf, for in its welfare you will find your welfare.
So it finally happened. Church live stream is now completely from home. Guess we'll have to get used to it. 5 more weeks at least or so to go. By the way, I'm quite happy to find out that my church is one of the organizations that opened up the premises to house homeless people. This is actually so good. I think I'm gonna make it again tomorrow. Not too hard to make too. It's really nice when it rains all morning. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you get this very pleasant temperature. Very un-Singapore-like. So I know we have groceries already, but there's a little occasion happening tomorrow that I need to go and prepare for, so I'm gonna hit the Clementi Mall for a bit. You'll see what the occasion is tomorrow. Happy birthday to, well, me. So, allow me to extend my sympathies to all of you out there who, like me, have or are about to have your birthdays in the middle of this period of lockdown. But as to the question of whether I'm particularly bothered by being essentially forced to spend my birthday alone in this place, not really, because for one, I happen to be born with the sort of disposition that makes me extremely comfortable being alone, so this doesn't really bother me. I'm feeling great. For another, let me ramble about this a bit. Let's talk about what are birthdays in the first place. Birthdays are commemorations of the day we were born, but they are commemorations according to a calendar system that we invented in the first place. So it is a convention built on top of a convention, right? We kind of invented it. It doesn't really exist. Birthdays aren't actually a thing that exists, right? So while that doesn't mean that I think it's silly to celebrate birthdays or to celebrate New Year's, that's culture, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, I think it's good to keep in perspective that birthdays, they don't have an actual existence. Because here's the thing, right? Disappointment happens when you expect something to be special and then it doesn't turn out to be special. So one way to avoid disappointment is to check those expectations, especially when it's justified. So in the case of birthdays, it's something that we invented anyway, it's just kind of a convention. So basically, keep your expectations in check, no matter what. And then you'll be able to live life with a bit more gratitude and with a bit more happiness, because then everything that comes to you is a gift. Now, having said that, is that going to mean that today I'm not going to shower myself in some degree of decadence? Well, So I ordered some takeout from Sushi Tei because I was kind of craving a bit of Japanese food after not having eaten any Japanese food for weeks. It actually looks pretty good, right? I was craving some katsu curry, so I got some curry, and they actually have this as well, which is mekajiki or swordfish, which is actually one of my favorite sashimi. So I'm hoping it actually tastes good. Okay, not really the best I've had, but from takeout, so no complaints there. It's still pretty nice. That's some pretty decent curry right there. So would I recommend Sushi Tei takeout? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, you won't be getting the same level of quality as if you dine in, that's for sure. But that's kind of unavoidable. Whenever you do takeout, you take the hit quality. But it still kind of hit the spot, so. Also the portions were very generous, so there's that, I suppose. So the festivities are not over. Dinner time is soon. For dinner, I'm going to prepare myself some food, but I'm not going to film myself cooking because filming is kind of a pain. And today of all days, I want to kind of take a break from that. But here's a hint of what's to come. I have this habit of bursting out laughing whenever I eat something that's really good. Oh man, not to toot my own horn, but this steak is pretty good, son. And I think I got the doneness quite bad this time, so very happy about that. But this soup, it's just a pre-packaged soup from the soup spoon that they sell at fair price. So all this makes for a very nice quasi-fancy dinner. So all good things must come to an end. But until it does, got some rosemary lamb sausage, which translates into decadent junk food, that's what it is. So supper is something I used to eat a lot, maybe like 5 or so years ago, and that resulted in me getting extremely fat and stuff. So 2 things allowed me to escape my fatness. One is stopping my practice of eating supper, and the other is climbing mountains. So haven't really had a good supper in a while. I don't do it much nowadays because I don't want to get fat again. Figured that I can make an exception for today. So to me, to you, and to all of us. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna watch a movie. So I was planning to go for a walk, but it's raining outside right now. And then the idea came to me, why not I try going for a walk in the rain? Sounds like an idea that I might regret, but I like it. Let's go. So after quite a bit of work indeed, my hiking video for Mount Tanzawa is now out on YouTube. I just posted it today. So you'll excuse me for plugging it a little bit. So I put quite a lot of effort into it. It was a really special hike for me. So I think I succeeded in making it live up to the experience to some extent. So if you're interested in hiking videos, do check it out. I think it's a fairly good video. So anyway, parodies aside, this is a toilet paper themed cake, I suppose, that my co-founder in my company sent to me as a sort of quasi-joke birthday present, I guess. So she also sent me some mask-themed buns, which was kind of funny, but there's so much of it that there's pretty much no chance I'm going to be able to finish it, but still, we'll eat what we can eat. So I'm usually not much of a cake person, but icing is kind of nice. Give me something sweet and simple like icing, and I'll lap it up. So maybe just a little too much gaming yesterday. feeling a bit dazed today. Let's fix ourselves some lunch and do some chores, because the chores won't do themselves. Well, I suppose I should be saying something about this. It's pretty legit, actually. It's a crazy idea, but the chicken is not in very good shape, but the soup tastes pretty good. So that is going to do it for this week's vlog. So thank you for watching this video. Do check out that hiking video I was talking about as well if you're interested, and maybe I'll do a bit more rambling next week, but I'm done for today, and I'll see you next week. Man. Can I talk about this Wagyu a bit? It's so good. It's like 3 times the price of the regular steak that I usually buy. And I think it can actually make a case of being 3 times as delicious. Not only is the texture better, which is what you expect of Wagyu, it tastes different. The meat just tastes so good. Ah man. In almost any situation, you can find something to complain about, right? And sometimes life is about focusing on things that are good, that are actually happening, and you revel in it, and you feel gratitude. Gratitude is the essence of life. A taste of that gratitude, man.